Hello everyone, welcome back. This time we're going to continue drawing line, but let's say we have length and angle. Now this is somehow the hardest one, because there will be a lot of cases we have with how to deal with angle in AutoCAD, angle and length. So we're going to explain the third methods, drawing line when we have length and angle. Now, by the way, we have to have a starting point as well, but mainly it's length and angle. So it's the third methods that we have it. We call it polar coordinate system. Polar coordinate system, length and angle. Now, before going to explain what are those drawings here, let's talk about angle first. Angle, length is clear. Length is clear. I mean, measure the distance from the first point to the second point. We call this one length. It's nor horizontal nor vertical. I mean, it's the length of the line. If the line is horizontal, yes, I mean, it can be horizontal, but normally we measure length as from starting point to the end point of the line. This we call length. Length is easy to understand. Now, however, angle, it's somehow a bit confusing for students. Angle is a bit confusing. Now, angle, I mean, generally, we have two type of angle. I mean, in a decimal, the direction we have it clockwise, and we have counterclockwise. Or we call them anti-clockwise. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, or clockwise, counterclockwise. Now, we have to know how AutoCAD is dealing with angle. Now, AutoCAD by default, now in engineering we know that positive, we normally say that counterclockwise angle we go for positive, clockwise we call them negative. Now, AutoCAD uses the same principle. As default, counterclockwise angles are positive, clockwise angles are negative. I mean, if you want to measure an angle like this, I mean, this direction is clockwise, this will be a negative angle for AutoCAD. If you're measuring the angle in a counterclockwise direction or anti-clockwise, this measurement for AutoCAD will be positive. This is the first information you have to know about angle. First information about angle, if the angle you are measuring or you have it, is it in the direction or positive or negative? Now, this information alone does not make sense. I mean, alone does not make sense. Why? Because an angle, how do you know that it is clockwise or counterclockwise? Yes, I mean, let me just tell you that why it does not make sense. Let's say I have a line here. I mean, this angle here, it's 45. Is this 45 clockwise or counterclockwise? Because I can measure it like this. I mean, I can measure it like this. I can even measure like this. Yes. I mean, both of them are true. I can take this 45 as clockwise, I can take it as counterclockwise. Look, alone was not enough, but I know that if I use it in this direction, which is clockwise, I have to use minus 45. If I use this direction, I have to use positive, because it will be counterclockwise. Now, so we need another information. What is the other information I need to know about angle? Now, AutoCAD measures angle from positive x-axis. This is very important. It is very important. We have a coordinate system, yes. This is x direction, and this is x positive. AutoCAD always measures angle from positive x-axis. So if you tell, for example, if you say 120, like just practicing something, 120, it's positive, yes, it's counterclockwise. So AutoCAD will start from this point, start from here. AutoCAD directly start from the x-axis, positive, and measure 120, and it's positive, it goes counterclockwise. Yes, this is 90, and somehow here will be 120. This is 120. It was positive. So if I say minus 45, now the minus tell us what? It's clockwise, still AutoCAD starts from where? Still AutoCAD starts from the positive x-axis, and since it's clockwise, it's gonna go downward like this, minus 45. It's gonna stay somewhere, stop here. This is minus 45. The minus tells AutoCAD you have to measure in a clockwise. The positive, which was positive 120, was telling AutoCAD to draw in a counterclockwise direction. So always the reference point, it's the positive x-axis, any angle. For example, let's go for an angle which will be something 260. It's positive, so AutoCAD starts from the x-axis, positive x-axis. It is positive, it will be counterclockwise, it's going to go like this. This is 90, this is 180, and before coming to 170, this will be 260 somewhere here. Because the angle was positive, look, it measured in counterclockwise. Another example. I mean, it's clear, but let's give another example. Let's say we have minus. Let's say we have minus. Let's say minus 320. Minus 320. Now the minus tell AutoCAD it is clockwise, so it will start. Look, it still start with the positive. This is the starting point for AutoCAD. Then it goes in the direction of clockwise, negative. This is 90. Then comes here will be 180. Then comes here will be 270. Then somewhere around here will be 320. So it's gonna stop somewhere here. This is how AutoCAD measures angle. Remember, it's very important to remember that always AutoCAD start with the x-axis, positive x-axis. Always will start with positive x-axis to measure the angle. This is the second and the most important information that you need to know before using polar coordinate system, that AutoCAD measures angle from the positive x-axis. Now, with these two information, we'll be able to set up a system for ourselves in order to draw a line in AutoCAD. Now, let's talk about the cases we have. I'm gonna explain again which angle we needed to draw a line, and is it positive or negative. Now, when we draw a line, I mean, we're gonna draw this line, yes? Both of them are the same. Let me just bring those two to the screen in order to make it clear. Now, let's say we're gonna draw any of those two. Now, what is the difference between those two? The starting point. Maybe you're drawing here, you're going up, or maybe starting from the top, you're coming down. It's up to you, yes? When you're drawing line, no one tells you that where to start. I mean, according to the information, maybe you can start with any of the points. You may draw line, you can start from the bottom, you go up, or maybe from the top, you're coming down. And what is the difference between them? Why we have to know this information? Starting point is very important in the polar coordinate system. Starting point is important. Why? Because at the starting point, we're gonna draw this imaginary positive x-axis. Why? Because we know that which angle we need in order to draw this line. Look, this is the starting point. Yes, this is the starting point, and this is the imaginary positive x-axis. Why? Because we know that AutoCAD measures the angle from there. So in order to draw this line, I need this angle. Yes, this angle here, this angle, I need it. I can use this angle. This angle, if I use it, is what? It starts from the x-axis, goes to the line, and is positive angle. I can even use this angle here. Look, this angle, I can still use this angle. But this angle is what? Is clockwise, and it is negative angle. Which angle it's easier for me to use? Sure, the small one. I mean, I can use this. I can draw this line by the two angle, by the way. I can use this positive angle to draw it. I can use the negative angle to draw it. Both of them are possible. Why? Because both of them start from the x-axis, positive x-axis, and they measure till goes to the line. This one is in the counterclockwise direction, that's why positive. This is in the clockwise direction, it is negative. If I were to start at this point here, this is the x-axis positive. So if I'm going to use this angle, this angle is clockwise, and that's what we call negative angle. If I'm going to use this angle here, then this angle, if I'm going to use this angle here, this angle is counterclockwise. That's why we call positive angle. Which one you have it doesn't matter. You can use both of them. Normally we're going to use one of them. Which one is given? We're going to use that one. Well, what other cases we have it? Maybe you are somewhere here you're going to go down one. So always the starting point, we're going to explain this one in an example. We're going to draw a positive x-axis there, positive x-axis. Then we say, if I have this angle, I can use it, but this angle is what? It's clockwise, so we call negative angle. If I have this angle, yes, this angle also possible to be used. This angle is counterclockwise, we call this one positive angle. Maybe the last case we have it will be something here. This is the x-axis positive. Remember, wherever the starting point, you're supposed to fill the positive x-axis in order to measure the angle. So from the positive x-axis, if I have this angle can be used. Look, all of the angle measured from the x-axis positive toward the line. This is counterclockwise, so we call this one positive. If I have this angle, yes, I can use this angle. Look, this angle measured from the x-axis to the line. This is clockwise direction, so we call this one negative angle. We have four cases here. Four cases to draw with angle and length. So you have to know which of those cases you will facing, then you'll be able to find the angle. We're going to explain this one in example, but I don't want to make the video long, so I'm going to explain how we're telling AutoCAD that we will give length and angle. We're going to use at. This is the way that we're giving it to AutoCAD. We use length, so we give length first. Length. Then, instead of comma, we're going to use this symbol. The symbol of smaller, the angle. And we're going to use this one we call AutoCAD understand. We're going to give angle. So this is, and then we're going to provide angle. We're going to provide angle here. So we provide angle there. So we're still using at, but this time we're not going to give delta x, delta y. We will write the length, then we're going to use this symbol to tell AutoCAD we will provide angle to you, and the angle basically we're going to use negative, positive according to the direction that we have it. Now we're going to solve this example, but in another video we're going to explain how we're drawing this example. Look, now this time things going to change. Yes, there's a lot of things inside here, that's why we'll prepare another video. In another video we're going to explain how we draw this one with using length and angles, and I'm going to teach you something else within this example. Thanks for listening.